Well, we're here with the ambassador and four other people. So there's six of us all together on this call. And we're finally getting the call going. And I'm going to, well, somebody else just joined us.
Natalia. Natalia.
Oh, hi, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
Hello, everyone.
And we didn't know you. We heard that you were not feeling well, and that's been going around. Not feeling well, that is. Anyway, we're glad to have now 7 of us here on board. And there's actually one or two other people that were invited. Whether they show up or not, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to the ambassador, and he's in the middle right now, on my screen anyway. And we'll let him introduce what we're going to be talking about, and he'll get things moving for us. Mr. Ambassador, please take it away.
Good day, everyone, and Happy New Year to everyone. Now we have bypassed into the year of the Ram, and now it's the time for us to start taking some steps to getting ourselves free from all forms of different tyranny and create a new vision of peace on this planet. And so I'm happy to be together with all of these distinguished guests here today and friends. And also we have, a new one that is, it's not a new one, it's an old friend, but still is new on this, in this gathering. And this is Mr. Dave Schmidt. And also we, just finally had my bride to be arriving, so she has not yet escaped. That's good. And, even though she tried to. And but anyway, now stop joking, and I will go back to the agenda. Okay, we've been talking, and we will, like I stated, that things will be coming to you guys with baby steps. And yes, a lot of good things is coming after this new year, and you will be seeing that, everyone, very, 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 very soon. And so I just want people to keep the focus, but at the same time, we need to keep the focus and make sure that things are moving in the correct direction, so we're not going to have any interferences on from the old crew. Let's use that word, and make sure that we can bypass into this new era in a nice and comfortable way without too much birth pains. Okay. And so also what I wanted to do is to talk about a little bit about some of the things that we're going to do. We're going to start making some special programs and seminars, and basically where people actually can meet up with our people around and work together to assist in empowering the world and create working groups all around the world. And already Dave Schmidt has a lot of experience, and he's here also, and he can talk a little bit about that, about his experience of doing workshops around, and where also I've been there and assisting him. And we're gonna do this now on a bigger scale. We're gonna have this done all over the world, like I stated, and also we're having distinguished guests that's coming to assist us from different parts of the world. Some people that are very, very famous to many, and it's both from the spiritual communities, political communities, and also scientific communities, and where we're gonna sit and talk and try to find solution for the world to get empowered and create new so-called think tanks, we could call them, or working groups where we can sit and work in unity. And so, again, to get more updates, I recommend you all to follow the webpage that we have with True Vision of Peace. And we're going to continue to keep everyone updated about next steps and other releases that's going to start happening in the very, very near future. So it's exciting times. And, we have also Smith with us from China. And, I recognize the place. It's I wish I was with him right now, but right now I'm in another area, and but soon we will all be together again. And so the thing is, this way is that also I wanted to have everyone talk a little bit about the different things that we are doing, and so I will start with our new guest today, Dave, and give a little bit explanation of your experience during the time since we've been working together during the workshops, and and basically, how that has been moving and changing with the people.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Yes, for me, I'm just delighted to join everybody here. I'm actually coming from China because the people, who listen to my newsletters, we've been here, Sharla, and Sharla, are you here? Come on in and just say hi to everybody, Sharla. She's with me here. We're at our hotel room in China. And come on in, there you are. Okay, come on in so she can wave and say hi to everybody.
Hello.
There we go. Okay, all right. Great job. Okay, yeah. But we will be coming back home tomorrow. We've been here for about 2.5 weeks. It's been an absolutely wonderful time. We have met with some of the senior family members that are here, and we've had some great experiences. We actually had a team that was here. But the ambassador, he had mentioned this. If I do the workshops all around the country about once every 3 weeks, and he always joins us for a couple hours of those for a live Q&A. In fact, Crystal, that's how she had become acquainted with all of us. Crystal, I think you were at our workshop. Was it in Cleveland that you were with us there?
Yeah, I went to Cleveland. Yes.
Yeah, and she could probably share some things, but it's interesting because the theme of the website and the project is the true mission of peace. And it's how do I say this, because it's I'm the one that's there conducting the workshop, but on the other hand, the one thing, the comments that we seem to get from almost all the people, the vast majority of them all the time, it's not the content of the workshop, but it's the deep experience of what they would call a presence of peace, a presence of spirit, a presence of community, a presence of oneness that is there. At the end of the day, after we've been there for a long, full day, it's like nobody wants to leave. And it's the people that bring that in. Yes, I'm the one who gets to do the speaking, but the people add to that. And over and over and over again, we hear from the people saying that I haven't experienced it in this depth, or this has been something that's brand new for me, or even some are saying it's nice to have such a refreshing sense of oneness and community when we have all these people together in one place. And I think that is something, to me, that is a prototype that all of us get to work toward as we are developing in our own sense of our growth and our development together as a people, that we can come together and experience what is that strong presence of us together, coming together as community. And to me, it's, as I said, it's not about the content of the workshop, because most of that stuff I've already said in the radio programs or the newsletters, over the last 1.5 years that I've been doing this. But it's the experience of people coming together that is there, that is so powerful and so positive. So, Mr. Ambassador and all the others, I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to join you here on this. I think it's the second broadcast that we've had here, and I'm so thankful for what all of you are doing. And I just count it a pleasure, to be with you here. And then probably next time I won't be in China anymore. So, but it's been a great experience for us the 2.5 weeks we've been here. So, thank you.
Yeah, you are set up with a meeting with my brother also, so it's going to be a good thing, I think, coming for all of you guys.
Yeah, in fact, ironic is that when we fly back home, we're not going directly. Sharla and I aren't going directly back to our homes. We're going to another city in the United States, and we'll be meeting with the ambassador's brothers. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And so also on the other side, I wanted to, if you, Crystal, could talk a little bit about also your experience of, how you came into the thing here, and at the workshop, and how you felt about this, because this is important, because I think it's important for the people to understand that some people like you travel from a different continent all to meet with to go to Dave's workshop, and basically also to talk to me. And now suddenly, we've been working together for a long time, and it's important that people actually reach out and do some struggle to find this peace and contribution for helping humanity. And people like yourself are champions, by my opinion, that actually go out of their comfort zone and travel to actually do something to help humanity to be free, and also to help empower your people and other people too.
Thank you, Ambassador. I am a lifelong seeker of truth and knowledge. And I've been doing this since I was young. Ever since I learned to read and write, I've always been reaching out for books that teaches the, spirituality and something to do with the heart. Humanity at large needs to wake up. I realized that for a long, long time. And I've been doing most of my time that I had, free time, I spent doing a lot of humanitarian projects. And I was so active before in the past. And then I came here to England and I lived here. And I realized that things are really, 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 really dense here, especially in London. It's wow, there's so much. I can't even begin to describe. There's a lot of sadness and darkness here in this place. And I was told by the Red Dragon as well. He mentioned that London is one of the darkest and most negative places in the world, and you have to be there and hold the light. I said naturally. And so I've been on a search, and I heard your voice, Ambassador, when Ron was doing his shows, and Dave was doing his shows, and then Radagast too, and Kev Baker's show. I've listened to all your interviews before I got around to travel to Cleveland to actually have this opportunity to speak to you. And when I heard your voice, I was thinking, oh gosh, at long last, somebody is doing something about it. Everything has gone too far wrong in this planet, and nobody's doing anything about it. I heard Ron ranting away, and my heart is so much with him. And I really, really was so sad that nothing can be done. And we felt so helpless until the ambassador came up in the air and he said, look, we all have to wake up together and we can do things together. And we must end this atrocities on humanity. I was saying, hooray, let's go meet the ambassador. And when I had the opportunity, wow, thanks to Dave and Sharla. Dave, thank you. You did such a great job. I mean, you actually really gave us an opportunity to be in touch. So I hopped into the plane and I got to Cleveland, and there you go, hey presto, I got to speak to the ambassador, and the ambassador sort of like recognized the, well, it's like a familiarity of sorts when, brothers and sisters of love and light get together. It's kind of like, I know you. And here we are. We're working together now. Isn't that wonderful? And we're doing great big things together. Thank you.
You're welcome. And also, I mean, a lot of people think that London is, a wonderful place also because there's a lot of things to shop there, and it is a money center. But the darkness is something of a spiritual sense that you have to be there to see it. Okay, and it's it has a lot of nice buildings, a lot of nice shopping centers. I spend a lot of time there myself, but like you said, it has a very dark spirit over itself. And it's not to insult the British people and or London itself, but it's on the spiritual range that some people feel it and some people doesn't feel it. But let's get these bad spirits out of London and cleanse that place. Okay.
Thank you.
And also, I wanted to give some special. If you could also mention a little bit about the latest, we're gonna set up, the theme. If you could go into a little bit about the theme, also, Crystal, of the upcoming agenda that we're gonna do with all the distinguished guests.
Sure, I will. I'm gonna share screen now. So bear with me. So you can see here on the screen share what we have designed together and put on the website. Of course, if you go into the website, the default banner for the True Vision of Peace is this one. And then if you click on the arrow, you see behind this is wake up, folks. Let's seek the truth and take action and join us the true vision of peace team to save our water, save our earth, save our air, save our rainforests, and save our souls. I suppose the last one is the most important. Natalia says that she really loves this and she would be doing this. Natalia, would you be able to tell us about what you think of the activities that we can put together for saving our souls, Natalia? You're very passionate about this, Dave.
I'm passionate about that, but I have joined this group very recently, and probably I'm still on the stage of average people, how they think and what they want. So I'm still learning from you guys. But yes, I have mentioned that if we want to save our planet, we first of all have to refer to our souls. And I think this is very logic to spread our idea to live in the world without ignorance. And when I was doing my Russian translation, I could not find the right translation for our mission. So if to translate it word by word, I called it the world without the lie. So I want to use the moment, the chance, and to ask all people who will listen to this program, don't lie. Don't lie, first of all, to yourself. And don't lie that if you do something wrong today, tomorrow, God will forgive you. If you put some pollution in the water, Mother Nature will clean the water and everything will be fine. So just be honest with yourself. And I want to thank Ambassador for the very good message, what we will leave to our children. So I think this everyone must think about that. If we don't think about ourselves, just think about people, your closest people who will live tomorrow in this planet. Maybe that will help. But I can say that right now, looking at all these horrible events in the whole world, this is just, it hurts me a lot. That's why I try. I mean, I don't have that huge status right now to eliminate all people in my country or in my region. But every time I meet especially young people who are lost, especially, I try to give them some advice. I try to share my experience because I have been lost many times and I didn't know what road to take. And sometimes you think this is the best, sometimes you think this is the worst. So it's very difficult to find yourself. So I just, I hope that we will actually purify our souls and we will find like-minded people who think the same way. I truly believe that.
Thank you, Natalia. It's so well expressed.
Yeah. Also, did we also have our guest over from the Nordic countries arriving with us too? The Northern Star, is he there?
Yeah, we need to go off screen share, Crystal.
Yeah. Sorry, okay, I'll stop screen share. Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes.
Well, caught me by surprise, live performance.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. No, also, you know, we saw the traumatic, sad incidents that happened in Copenhagen, Denmark, with attacks against the synagogue and most foremost and against this, cartoonist. And you know, and would you like to share a little bit about that, and what are you trying to do, and to create
Yeah,
some awareness and basically assistance to, you know, awaken? I saw the wonderful contribution by the Muslim ladies there outside the synagogue in Oslo, where they were making basically a ring around the synagogue during the Shabbat sermon there, basically to show the solidarity with the Jewish people. And I think that, I hope that you know, the people that supports all these atrocities against the Palestinian people or other Muslims that around the world, that they would do the same thing, to put the ring around Gaza and other places to protect them against the bombs too. And this is a good example that these ladies take to basically show solidarity, and that we need to stop this war against religions and war against nations. We're all humans, and bombs doesn't see the difference if you are a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew. They basically doesn't care, and they would do as much damage either way. And I think it's important for us to, you know, go away from this madness and actually reach out and do this type of positive works that these people did over there in Oslo, Norway. And I congratulate them for their great contribution. And you know, this was something that you and me were talking about you know, a few days back when this incident happened, and you've been working on some different things to do something to create awareness in Denmark, which also suffering a lot of racial discrimination and other ignorance in that country. So could you please you know, share something about that?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, thanks for inviting me in. Well, for me, you know, it was very close to home, and I just formed my own drama company, and that was the actual theatre that I did my first performance in, and all my experience. Now, before this, I was actually thinking along the lines of a local version of Vision True Peace, as it were. And after these events, to be honest, it's just inspired me even more. And what's inspired me is the message that love will defeat hate. And I think you can feel this vibe rising everywhere, that people are awakening and not even realizing what it is they're awakening to, other than hate is wrong, and we can defeat this by using our hearts. And I've got, oh yes, I'm very excited about what I'm actually going to be doing. I'm looking to do an event towards the end of May here in Copenhagen, which is going to be a live social experiment, and also a live organic theatre performance, or a gathering staged outside. Along the same lines as the mission, I'm going to be traveling all over the place. I'm going to be visiting a local synagogue. I'm going to be visiting several mosques, the English church that's here, also investigating further Buddhist establishments, Sikh, Hindu, as many different people I can come across. Also, I'll be dealing with a corporate social responsibility for companies and businesses to look at how they can contribute. And I just want to raise awareness to everybody that we share, like you've said so many times before, we share the same pain, we share the same feelings. Something is calling out for us at the moment to be together. So when you hear about these terror attacks and these terrible things that create division in people, I think now more than ever before, it's just going to be hit back with love. And you know, I'm new to this, like Natalia was saying. I'm only recently awakened, and it's you know, I'm of course very privileged to be in this situation, and I'm in the stages of just learning, listening, and basically offering my services. Any ideas I may have, anything I can help, anything I can do. And but I do feel quite inspired at the moment towards getting so many different people together to realize that we're all human. I also, exciting news that a local TV documentary maker is going to follow me from the idea to the actual day. So that's going to be very exciting, so that everybody in the future will be able to see exactly how it unfolded from an idea to an event. Yes, maybe I've gone on too much. I don't know, but that's how I feel.
Thank you for sharing, and I hope
You're
that
welcome.
people in the local areas will support your mission, and you have our support.
Thank
And
you very much.
also, it's like I stated, I see that it's like it's sufferings all around the world, and people are losing their lives, and it's like during the same incident, thousands of people is losing their lives in wars all around the world, both in Europe and the Middle East, and we have had a vicious cabal of group of people that has been killing over 30 million people since the Second World War, and I think that they are the real terrorists. But when you kill a million, you are a conqueror. If you kill a person, you are a murderer. And this is the hypocrisy. That we are always taking. It's the same thing. You kill a guy in uniform, you're a terrorist. If you kill an brown guy and an Arab, you're some type of hero. And it's like we are celebrating a death cult.
Yes.
And and you're looking at the movies where people are just killing people randomly and sniping them here and there and all the things like that, and people is getting all excited, and basically we are celebrating a death cult. And many people are part of this death cult that only cherishing on basically hate and fear, and this is a sickening thing. And I really hope and pray that we're gonna get out of this bloody ignorance that feeds this machine, this beast, which is 666, and that people will be awakened and take stop and actually interact and basically intervene, most importantly, when we see this type of atrocities happening. So I'm celebrating all type of activities that people are doing to liberate humanity. And please contact us on the page, work with us to assist to liberate humanity in this thing. And also we have seen a lot of suffering there in the Indian reservations there over in the United States. And this is also a social problem that has we need to deal and assist our young people. If you, Gwen, could talk a little bit about the situation over in reservation that we've been addressing lately.
Thank you, Ambassador. Yes, we have a suicide epidemic. Last week, the tribal chairman on Pine Ridge Reservation declared a state of emergency because of the teen suicides. We had 3 teen suicides in 1 week, a 12, a 13, and 14-year-old girl. I think there are a lot of contributing factors, but primarily it's the conditions on the reservation that have been generational. And it started from the boarding school era when children were removed from their families and their extended family units and put into boarding schools. And there was a lot of abuse, sexual and physical abuse, emotional abuse. And so it's been a generational problem. And we are now seeing the statistics of the damage that's been done when we're 3, 4, 5 generations now into this boarding school era. And so what I'm doing now is I'm working with tribal council members, and I'm also working with grassroots organizations on the reservation to put plans in place to address suicide prevention in a proactive way. There are other groups too that once our projects are being funded where we can help assist them with their financial gaps in getting their programs running up to speed so that we can have better intervention and better tools available to address these issues. And also on the reservations, I think one of the things that really contributes to the overall problem is the health. The health and well-being of the people. They've gone from their traditional diet of buffalo, deer, antelope, elk meat, and berries and things that were foraged from the land, to eating just a disgusting diet that's provided through the commodities program. And there's a high obesity rate, high diabetes rate, high heart problems. And so we're really looking forward to doing an aggressive organic gardening program to train people in the communities in order that healthier food, thus healthier people, are coming out of the investment that's being made into the project. If people don't feel well, people don't act well. And so we want to attack this on a lot of different levels, so that it's not just one trying to put a Band-Aid on a problem. We want solutions that are long-term and that can be participated in for all the generations, so that it creates momentum on the reservation.
Well, it's wonderful. And also you and the Red Dragon has been speaking about this also personally, and this is something that is very much in our concern and to assist. And this is very sad, and this is what I'm saying, when our own children doesn't even want to stay on this planet anymore because of the wickedness of our culture and our ways of living, which actually contributing to these things. And also it's of course all the negative energies that we have. And so it's important to spiritually, awaken the people, and at the same time also reach out and give them what type of support that they need. And this is a very problem today, is that people in these societies that we're living today are actually being more and more isolated and more focused in front of the TV, and they are staying in the goldfish aquarium and basically just being stimulated from time to time. And the spirit of man is not created to be inside of this aquarium. So it's very important that we need to go out and get our food and live as we are created, and not be feeded just like goldfishes, because they're very fast overeat and die also like humans, being obese and start eating it. You can see that all over the world, but especially in the United States, where you have a huge obesity problem. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And also I wanted to go to you, Radagast. Do you have any special things you've been working now with us for a long time here and interacting, and what's your feeling about what's happening around us?
My feeling is exceedingly positive. Part of that is the company that I'm surrounded with here. And also I would credit my positivity a lot to your message, which has not only not deviated one iota in its original outpouring of love and compassion for humanity, but it has grown in its coherence. So for, and I, as somebody who covers your interviews with whoever they occur with, and then I'm putting out my kind of interpretation for people. When I get the comments, I can, one of the things that I can, I hear doubts in people, and one of the things I did in one of my last videos was just really straightforwardly state as truth, that everything that I am completely taken in by your compassion, and that this is the real thing. And the other thing that my videos kind of do, because keeping up with you and who interviews you keeps me fairly busy, but the other videos I make are really about raising consciousness. I totally agree with Natalia that without the proper consciousness, the other things almost don't apply the same way. When you kind of have your soul energy back in you, and realize that you are an outreach of God, of the Creator, that you are the hands, you're going to be the person who's hugging people and helping them and seeing them and hearing them, and you with the proper spiritual investment, you hear with the ears of the divine. And then when you hear the problems, the solutions that you'll come with will come with a more divine kind of cast, where you're not casting everything into immediate good and evils. You understand the interplay between things. And it's really through it, and that's why saving our souls or raising our spirits, coming into who we are, the divine beings, without confusing being a divine being with the absolute divine, to understand that complete progression and working within your limits, but always expanding your limits. And even taking words like the elite and telling people that elite is a performance level. And elite is something we all want to arise to. Let's be your own elite. Elite recognize each other, even including the elite who some people think, oh, they're the bad elite. If you were true elite, you might find that actually those are working partners. And so that's really, it's all about this. To me, the real project is not about money. It's about consciousness. Because with that consciousness, every corrective we do, whether it's with money or with labor, will be inspired from that higher spirit. It isn't going to be this thinking. It's not going to be Band-Aid thinking. I really feel empowered people don't think in terms of Band-Aids. Unempowered people like Band-Aids because then they can say a job is done and that's it. Put the Band-Aid onto the next boo-boo. As opposed to the systemic reparation of what we're confronted with. I mean, certain people focus on chemtrails. Some people focus on the horrendous child abuse and pedophilia, and they attack them as if they're separate, and not realizing that they're part of a whole tree that really needs to have either its spirit changed or chopped down. And so I really feel, by raising the spirit, we stop getting into the polarity thinking, oh, that's the bad, that's the bad, that's the bad. The system is bad. And then you have to look at the system is made of us. And how that as the various cells in that system change and repurpose themselves, the system can't stand because it's made of all these various cells that are aligned with a certain program. And that program comes from our media, from our TV, and from the lies we hear on politicians say on the media. So really, this whole program and what I do in my videos is try to take what you say and always expand it into the call to be great, the call to rise to our own elite level. Decide what you're best at. Don't look at what somebody else does unless you think you have a skill like them and you would like to be good with them. Don't compete with them. Only compete with yourself. That's the only competition that I think is valid, is that you have a view of yourself that's better than where you are now. And so you're competing with that other you that you haven't arrived at yet. And other people who might be doing things that you think are better than you, they're your mentors. They're not your competitors.
Very good, very good. Also, I wanted to see is Dave, I know it's late where you are, but is Sharla online also?
Oh, there I had to. Yeah, she was off in the other room. But
I just wanted to bring Sharla in a little bit. You know, many people think maybe Sharla is only a sidekick today, but she's not. You know, they are they're like Batman and Robin, but actually Sharla also has her own program that she's doing to create awareness. And she's working with a group of very, consciously aware other women also that they're doing a program together. And, so actually, to exclude her would be wrong. And, so I wanted also to give some attention to you and what you're doing. And if you could explain a little bit what is you plan to do in the future on your programs also that you're doing.
Well, thank you very much. I have a radio program called the Sharla A Show that I started about the same time Dave started the Sedona Connection, September 2013, just because it showed up. And what is going to evolve into in March, I believe, will be more directed to, Dave does the educational side of all these amazing things and has the gift of educating and changing the shift from the old paradigm to the new paradigm of freedom. And I believe that my gift or my calling is now to bring people together to support through the emotional side and the fun side of things, and how we can make a difference. And so for whatever reason, I believe it's so divinely guided, I can't even begin to explain it. But I called together a few women that I had met, and I called them the Lovely Ladies Inquiry because I wanted to know where my show should go, how I mesh with Dave. And in that call, it just evolved within a week. You know, you wanted to meet with them as well, and then you invited them on that call to come to, Dave and I were already coming to China, you invited them to come as well. And that was, they said yes. I have a saying, when intriguing opportunity presents itself, say yes. And two of them said yes immediately. And everything fell into place. They showed up and left within 2 or 3 days. And the other one said no way. And she had many reasons not to, but she decided to say yes and showed up as well. We've been today, actually, I guess yesterday they left and have had just landed. Actually, I just got a text from one of them, Adele, who was they landed in Seattle, and she said it's a whole nother miracle it's sunshiny in Seattle. So that is a miracle in itself. But that just happened just a few minutes ago. That they landed there and still transiting to their home. But this little core group, this little 6 of us that have been in China here for almost 3 weeks, with nothing but bold faith, nothing solid except to show up and say yes, and what can we do and how can we mesh. And we did so much praying and loving and sharing, and the people here just loved us. We're a little bit, stand out in this community, and just shared and blew shofars and did all kinds of things in the little area that we've been in. It's been amazing, truly, truly. The word we every time we said it, it's amazing, and it was just miraculous. And we kept going, we're in China, and things are showing up, and things, every time somebody would mention something, it seemed like it would show up, and we didn't, we're like, how can we explain this when we get home? We don't even know. But we will be we've changed the name to the Yes Ladies. I had created that a while back, the Yes, I had a domain actually about the Yes Lady. And so now we're going to be the Yes Ladies and have Yes conferences around the country, I guess maybe even around the world. We don't know what that looks like. We will want help, and it's just in the baby phase, and but I think it'll go fast, and we're excited about that. And thank you for including me here, because this is what you guys are doing is, world peace. I mean, we're, people say, what do you want? And we, laughingly say world peace. Well, you're doing something about it, and I'm very grateful for that.
I think that was the thing that was so amazing for us, was to bring 6 people together in such a short notice of just a few days, who hardly even knew each other. I mean, Sharla and I did, of course. And we are so diverse in our backgrounds and in our faith issues, but yet there was such a degree of peace, harmony, oneness, no sense of competition, nobody trying to prove over who's right, who was wrong, who was better, and it just flowed. And to bring that 6 people, and then to spend 2 weeks together in hotel rooms with each other throughout the day, doing what you're doing, and to see what I call a sense of peace and unity. Of everything that, Mr. Ambassador, what you're wanting to do with this initiative, I think we got to experience that on a small level of a prototype of how you can bring such diverse people together and how they can get along so well. because the very common thing that brought us all together was that sense of peace. When you're in that sense of peace, when you have that within yourself, there's no competition. There's no sense of who's right or who's wrong, who's the better person. You know, they all knew me from my workshops, and now they all got to see my warts, you know. And so they got to see that we're all real people, and we could see all the good things in each other. And yes, we could see that we're all just normal, and we all have our little, you know, synchronistic issues and stuff like that. But it was just such a great experience for over 2 weeks, all of us together, to experience that. And that was a prototype, I think, of what we get to move toward, of what we want to accomplish.
We fell in love with each other, and there was no, as in zero, drama. And we have a fundamental, basically a fundamental pastor, Christian couple, African American. We had a Hispanic lady and a grandmother who had a grandbaby while she was gone, and then we were there, and actually Crystal was invited and wasn't able to come, but you know, so we
got this work ambassador. That's why I couldn't make it.
Yeah, I'm working for you. Yeah.
The microcosm of that little group that was, you know, there's no way we could have designed it. It showed up, and it was beautiful.
I think the thing we all came away with realizing also, this is something we want to continue to do in the future, to allow groups to develop, to come here like this. And we were in a position, there was a lot of waiting time. So we said, what are we going to do? We focused on how can we change the energy of the environment that we are in? How can we bring the presence of the Holy Spirit into what is taking place? We were amazed at the people, because for about a week and a half, we were the only what you'd call Westerners, Americans in the area. And China is packed with people. I mean, we had this one time that we walked 2 blocks down to the local Walmart store because it's the only thing that we could recognize, because there's no language, nothing. There was a KFC, but you don't. There's very little English, and it was where we could go in. We could get some basic supplies, some bottled water, and stuff like that. And it was wall to wall people, packed, and we're the only Westerners. But yet we could sense that we were making a difference that was there because of how people were reacting, the smiles that were there, the heartfelt touches, the interaction with them when we can't even speak the language. And that is how you step in and you change a world, because instead of focusing on the differences, you focus on what is common. And we were able to experience that in just a little bit, but we realized it's time also for us to take this to another step. And so those are things we're going to want to do more of in the future.
Very good, very good. So I'm very happy for this meeting and gathering. And I wanted to say I hope that everyone that was on the program, and thank everyone that was with us now. And also, you know, like I stated, it's gonna be some exciting days in front of us. And the baby has started moving, and he's taking small baby steps forward. And basically, you know, this is a good time. And I believe that 555 will overcome 666. And I believe that everyone that had a little small wish and dream for a long, long time might not be so far away from that dream. And, you know, just hope that, you know, everyone holds the horses and we're going to be able to, you know, do what we needed to do. And so with that, you know, I want to thank for myself and wish again everyone that is listening to the program the best wishes, and pray for you all blessings, and you know, and for a good future. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so if you want to say something, Ron.
Well, should I? Yeah, you know, it's interesting. As I shared before we began, I went to a Zen Buddhist center today, and the reason I went is because the topic was speaking truth to power. And you know, one of the complaints, if you will, that I have with the spiritual community is they don't want to be politically involved. And unless we're willing to be involved on all levels, and we see spirituality as inclusive of all the aspects of our lives, we will not make as much of a difference as we'd like, but I see that happen. And it warms my heart, and I thank each of you for being honest with me today. As you saw, probably I coughed quite a few times. I tried to mute my microphone when that had to happen. I appreciate your prayers because I'm going through some challenges, and by the way, so is the ambassador. We have some similar symptoms going on right now, so we both need your prayers. And in fact, we need to all pray for one another because that's important. So thank you. And on that note, I say namaste. And until next time, God bless you.